You still ain't got that surgery, girl. Girl, y'all, I forgot to tell y'all that shit back in 2021 why I ain't had that surgery. So here it is.
Shorty love the way that I flow inside.
Jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Okay, just start over. Just start over. So just get this shit out the way. Okay, just get it out the way. Okay. Hey pretty girls, it's CHADNEYB here and I'm coming to you with another video. I'm just gonna give it to you straight, okay? Because I can tend to ramble. I'm gonna try to stay focused on what I'm trying to say because we are at the end and I don't want to be addressing anything in 2022 from 2021. But this number one thing I really need to get off is on a serious note. So y'all stop playing and let's get serious, okay? For real, let's get serious. And I'm gonna give a disclaimer. I don't need nobody feeling bad for me. I'm not a victim. I am not blaming anybody for anything. I'm not crying about it. It's not easy, but I wanted to go ahead and clear the air when it came down to my surgery. Y'all know I posted surgery videos a few months ago where I was supposed to have my surgery. It was already set for the date. It was already paid for. My deposits was made. My nurses was set. My flight tickets was already planned. My massages, my oxygen chamber, like everything was already planned, right? And I came on here and I even gave y'all a list of what I was packing. I actually packed while I was on camera. If y'all hear me pausing or see me pausing, it's because although I am a YouTuber, I was raised to be very private. And I am very private, and things that matter the most to me or are very dear to me or sensitive, you know, and you know, I was taught to always be a tough cookie. So I don't know how to take being vulnerable because I feel like being vulnerable backfires on you. It's turned and twisted, or people become nasty and rude about it, or you know, try to hold it over your head or talk about you, or just all the shit that you don't need, like all the shit that I don't need because I'm an Aries and I will pop off. So I just usually try to keep things to myself, but I want to be transparent. Now, some things I'm gonna always keep personal, but I keep hearing in my head that being vulnerable is one thing I'm going to have to learn how to do in order for me to get where I need to go. It requires me to put my pride aside as well, and baby, Aries is a prideful thing. Do you hear me? But enough of the rambling. If you can tell by the title is why I had to postpone my surgery, or why I have not gotten my surgery as of yet. And if you thought I had my surgery with this pudge I've been showing y'all on my videos, then girl, you tripping. You tripping. Y'all, okay, hold on, let me get it together. Okay, so straight up like that. So just go ahead and say it. I'm gonna say it and then I'll explain it. So I did not get the surgery. I had to postpone the surgery, and I do not know when I'm going to be able to get the surgery because I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. That's what I said. Shit. That's what I said. So yeah, video might be a little all over the place because I'm trying to figure out how I feel about saying it out loud. I am currently battling Lyme disease. And most of y'all are probably like, what the hell is Lyme disease? I can tell you right now, it ain't one of these. That is so wrong to say. But for real, it's not one of these type of diseases. I can tell you that much. It's one of these type of diseases. Y'all, what out of everything, out of every freaking thing that I could have gotten, I got this type of disease. Y'all, that's a damn shame. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. But this is what I mean when I tell y'all, like, I'm not devastated by it, but I'm a little devastated by it. Like, I try to keep high spirits about it. I didn't just find out today, so that's why you don't see me like crying and all this other stuff. Now, you will see me have good days and bad days, and you'll see me even talking about this. You might see me get down a little bit, or you might see me like drop a little tear, and then I'm back joking about it because it's some bullshit. For real, it's some bullshit, for real. I ain't gonna lie, it's some bullshit. They called me and told me that I had Lyme disease, girl. Now, that's the basics of it. To give you an explanation of what Lyme disease is and how you can get it or where it comes from, I'm gonna pull it up on my phone so I cannot ramble, because I'll give you my version of I'll give you my version of the shit. Where does Lyme disease come from? Okay, so I'm gonna read what it says on here really quick. Lyme disease is a bacterial infection spread to people by deer ticks. Lyme disease can cause different symptoms depending on how long you've had the infection. And symptoms of Lyme disease can come and go, making it seem like you're better and making it harder to figure out when you were first infected. All of this can make Lyme disease complex for healthcare providers to diagnose and treat. If you think you have Lyme disease, look for providers who have experience treating the condition, especially in areas where Lyme disease is more common in the United States. This includes like the northeastern coast and the upper Midwest. So basically, Lyme disease comes from tick bites, deer ticks, ticks as in insects, bug insects. I got bit by an insect and it gave me a bacterial infection. That's about the best way I can explain it for our people. I got bit by a bug, I got bit by an insect, and that insect gave me a bacterial infection. That was probably like 6 or 7 years ago, I believe, roughly. I think, yeah. The incident that I can recall, that I know that it came from, it probably happened about 6 or 7 years ago. And I have been going to the doctor over and over and over and over again. It'll say like, you know, if you got bit by a tick, then you'll either see the tick or the tick will still be on you, or even if you take the tick off, it's a chance that you don't get Lyme disease, and it's a chance that you could get Lyme disease, but you would have to watch it and watch the infected area that you done got bit at. And you know, although I seen the tick on me, and if y'all want a story time about that, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll tell you about the dumb shit. I will tell you about the situation of how I got it. This is just to inform y'all and tell y'all how I found out, just to inform y'all why I didn't have the surgery and tell y'all how I found out about it. But if y'all want a part 2 to this, as far as like where it came from, how I know I got it, what's the story behind me getting it, then I remember it very clearly, so that you guys know. But again, this is a little sensitive topic for me, guys, so just please be patient with me. Just allow me to take my time with being vulnerable with you guys. I love y'all, and I'm trying to be vulnerable so y'all can understand who it is that is sitting in front of y'all every time y'all click on my name and click on my channel, and experience the things that and understand the things that I'm going through, so y'all don't think that I'm just kind of like going and hiding from y'all, or that I'm just dropping off the face of the earth or whatever. And I don't want y'all to just see good times, because nobody's life is just all good, you know. But I do want to let y'all know, because I do understand that, you know, I did post the surgery video and then didn't come back with the surgery, and then I know that, you know, I started consistently posting the videos, and then the videos kind of start getting sparse all over again. And so a lot of this is tied up in this one thing, and that is the reason why it is called the Great Mimicker. The reason why it's called the Great Mimicker is that the bacteria gets everywhere in your body. The Lyme can attack every organ in your body, every piece of your body, from the soles of your feet, trust me, because I'm used to wearing heels and all that kind of stuff, and I can barely walk in them now. If I'm in flats, I can barely walk in the flats without it feeling like that, like I got pins and needles up under my feet, all the way up to my head. It can leave brain lesions. It can attack the brain cells, and you get brain fog, you get headaches real bad, you get stiff neck. I notice right now what I'm going through is my ribs hurt quite a lot whenever I lay down, so I can't really get comfortable with the way that I'm laying. It could like send arthritis everywhere. Your knees, your shins can hurt, your elbows, your bones. It can cause cysts, because they like to create biofilm and live in like cysts. So you got cysts on your wrist. I have one that always comes and goes on this arm right here, and I just thought it was regular, y'all. I thought it was because how I was doing the nails. Child, please. So it can affect neurological. It can cause Bell's palsy, as far as like your face drooping, or being paralyzed on one side, it can do it and not be permanent. It can be permanent, or you can wake up one morning and it's like that, and it take a couple of hours just to work itself out. So this is kind of nothing to play with. Now, I'm trying to like just say it the way that I can say it and not candy coat stuff, because I don't know how to candy coat nothing. It just is what it is. This is what the hell I'm going through. They normally say that be worried if there is a bullseye rash, you got flu symptoms and stuff like that. I didn't have none of that. I didn't have a rash. I kept looking at it where I found the tick on my leg, but I never seen any rash. I never had any bullseye rash, no nothing. Years go by, I started singing, and when I started singing and recording, I would notice like I can't sing as long, or it's starting to hurt, or my head is starting to hurt, or my head start feeling congested. So I'm like, maybe it's because I'm head singing or I'm singing the wrong way. But I've been singing my whole life, so it never hurted me to that point. Or my throat would hurt real bad, or if I talked too long, it would hurt too bad. And I talked, I cheered, I yelled, I screamed, honey, all that kind of stuff, and it ain't never been a problem. So then my right side of my neck started, which may be the opposite side because you flip your mirror towards me. So don't think I don't know my left from my right, y'all. But my right side of my neck just kept swelling up on me really, really bad, like a lot of inflammation. And that's what caught my attention. It's when my glands, my thyroid glands started to get really, really big. That was the sign number one. So I would go to the doctor. I mean, like, go to the doctor faithfully. Like, I would have 2 and 3 appointments a week, because I'm the type of person, when I notice something different with my body, it's a wrap. Like, what the hell is going on with me? Somebody need to tell me this ain't normal. This is not how I normally feel. I don't wait. I don't try to self-diagnose. Well, most likely I'd be like, this is probably what it is, so let me go to the doctor. So I started going to the doctor so much, y'all, and my results always came back fine. She's fine. First I thought it was a mass or something in my throat, and they're like, no, it's fine. Oh, you got a little nodule back there, but nope, you're fine. Oh, you got a little cyst right there. Nope, but you're fine. Then, you know, checking my breast and things there, so oh, it's a little cyst right there, but it's nothing major. It's fine. If it gets bigger, then something to worry about, but it's nothing to worry about. Then I found out I had like cysts on my ovaries the size of like golf balls, so we got those removed. So then we did other tests like allergy tests, and she come back, oh, well, your neck is probably swelling up because you're allergic to wheat. I've been eating bread and wheat and all that kind of stuff all my life. The time that she brought it back, I literally had nothing but wheat in my damn kitchen, because I was healthy eating is what I was trying to do at the time. So I threw all the wheat away and I went gluten-free, which is why this whole time y'all heard me say like I'm allergic to wheat, I'm allergic to bread, I can't eat this, I can't eat that, I'll swell up if I eat this, it's inflammation on that. Like, okay, so that's what I thought it was. So I'm like, but it don't feel right. But that's what she's saying it is, so let me just chill out. Even when I was eating gluten-free, my neck would still swell up back and forth. Then I got to a point where I got this really bad rash, like on my whole part of my chest was just a rash, in my back and my shoulders. I'm thinking, okay, well, my skin is sensitive to stuff, and it's probably still what it is as well, because my skin is really sensitive. I can't use certain laundry detergents and tissues and stuff, or baby, I'm gonna be itching. I noticed that sometimes my head would be hurting. Sometimes I did feel like I had the chills, but it was sporadically throughout the years. It was never like boom all together. The only thing that was constant is that my neck was swelling up. And they got to a point where they was literally like labeling me a hypochondriac. And I even think I told them folks that I had a tick bite. And she was like, well, did you see anything on your leg, or do you see it? And I was like, no. And she was like, oh, well, you know, you're probably good. It's probably nothing. She didn't give me antibiotics to treat it, like even beforehand, like just to be on the cautious safe side. It was like, it was none of that. And it got to a point where they thought I was a hypochondriac because I was coming in the office so much. Like the results always came back regular, but I knew something was wrong with me. I can literally recall the front nurse would be like telling the doctor this, here come CHADNEYB. Here comes CHADNEYB. The doctor be like, what she feel like wrong with her today? What she think what she think is wrong with her today? And they'll be like, well, she thinks she dying again today. What she thinks she died again from today. Like, that's how often I was in the office because they thought I was crazy. I would go in there, every symptom that I got, and them people would always be like, CHADNEYB, there is nothing wrong with you. Like, absolutely nothing wrong with you. It's something going on with your head or something. We done did every test possible and nothing is coming back wrong. Like, nothing. nothing. We find everything else, little small things is fixable, like your vitamin D, you're a little anemic or something like that, but nothing that would be causing your neck to swell up like that. Moving on from that, never found out what it was. I just thought maybe it was my eating and I just need to change my eating. Then things start getting really bad for me because after my dad passed, I was handling it with alcohol. My relationship was shits. It had turned to shits. So I was still trying to stay in that relationship, didn't want to let it go, didn't want to let the person go, was fighting to keep them around and fighting their asses when they stayed. Like, it just didn't make no sense. So that caused a lot of stress. I was starting up my nail salon, my nail business. That was stressful, trying to be a new entrepreneur, honey. One day to day was just crazy. It was the hustle. It was either you gonna make money or you not gonna get no money at all to pay your bills. I was working all crazy times of the day. I wasn't eating right. Like, it's just a whole lot that I feel like was triggering it, but I never knew what it was. And I was always going to the doctor. They never found anything wrong with me. I lost a lot of weight. I started feeling really, really crazy. I started getting crazy, like mental thoughts, like a lot of reoccurring thoughts about death. I started getting to a point where I got so weak I couldn't even do what my partner would say, be doing the basic things like cooking and cleaning, all the stuff that I would normally do. It just went downhill. I couldn't really do, like, I didn't have the energy. My drain was, my energy was all the way down. I didn't have any energy to maintain my day like I normally did. Take care of my kids, go to the shop, come home, try to still be a good girlfriend and give my partner all the attention that they need, and make sure that I cook, make sure that I clean, make sure I did laundry, make sure that the kids are in bed the way they're supposed to be with no help. Like, everything was being done by myself at home, and that's how I was expected to continue to do that shit, like by myself. Or I wasn't a good girlfriend, I wasn't good wife material, and all those things that I had to deal with, not even knowing that I was battling a disease. I just was overwhelmed. I let everything go. It was a point in time I even had to send my kids over to my mom's for a little while because I felt like I could not even be a mother anymore at that time. And I did not know what had came over me, what had took control. I just did not know. And I'm like, I just can't do it. I feel like this is it for me. Like, I really feel like this is it. And I'm just angry. Like, God, if you're going to take me, you need to go ahead and take me, because honey, I'm getting hot. But anyway, fast forward, you know, I got myself together, pushed myself to get out there and do whatever I had to do to keep a roof over my head with my kids, you know, trying to get my strength back, trying to understand myself better, trying to heal from my past, trying to literally sit in my shit and realize the situation, the place that I was in or that I got myself into with different people, places, and things. So we end up eventually moving to Houston. Y'all know when I got to Houston, it was on and popping. Somehow, child, laying in the bed up in here, after I moved, I went across something about a BBL, and it just sparked me right on back up. And I was like, oh, let me check and see if I still got the deposit with that doctor. So I called and I was like, or I sent a WhatsApp and I was like, do I still have the deposit? It was like, yeah, it's still good for a year. And I was like, oh, because y'all know nobody could have surgery because of the travel ban, because, you know, the situation has been going on. So that was like, yeah, it's still good. So I said, oh, boom, let me start figuring it out. So I scheduled everything, got everything together, got my date. Then everything else fell in line. The money fell in line, got everything paid for. Ken was gonna go with me to take care of me. I was gonna be over there in the DR for 2 weeks, and I was gonna get the tummy tuck, lipo, BBL, and transfer to the hip. So I was gonna get the works. Do you hear me? I was gonna get the works, baby. Baby was gonna come back, boom, 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 boom. Okay. With that being said, whenever you have surgery, especially when you're going to the DR, it's a lot of things that they request or require you to do to make sure that you still qualify for that surgery. I found a doctor in Houston, which I love my doctor. Like, if I tell her anything wrong, she like, come in. And then she handles everything I said from A to Z. If I give her 10 things that's wrong with me, she gonna go, what's this? Let's do this. And by the time I walk out of there, she gonna give me a resolution for all 10 things. We did every check possible on my body. Everything came back normal. Every organ came back normal. Every function, blood test, everything. The only thing I need to do is get my hemo up a little bit higher, because I think it was like at 11.6, but you need to have a 12 and above for surgery in the DR. I was taking my vitamins, taking my blood builders, exercising. So we get closer to the time, and I did the video about going because I was right around the corner from going. I done spent all this money. I still got all my surgery stuff in the closet. I was scheduled to fly out that Monday because my surgery was going to be on that Wednesday or that Thursday. The night of or the day afterwards, I think because I had done so much, I had been doing so much ripping and running and packing, that by the time I laid down, I felt so bad on my right side where my rib is. Like it hurt. It was like a dull stabbing pain, shooting pain at times, just like striking at times, and it's in my rib area, like right here, right? I thought maybe it was like trap gas or something like that. No, next day I woke back up, still hurting me real bad, almost like I couldn't move type thing. And then it got to a point where I couldn't lay down on it. I couldn't lay on my sides, and I'm a side sleeper, so I had to prop myself up on my pillows and sleep on my back, or sleep damn near sitting straight up for like the next two days, the next day or two or whatever. So I'm like, I'm kind of worried about this, because when you start to go get a surgery, a procedure, and it is elective, which means that it wasn't necessary, but it's something that you wanted, you better make sure that your body is good, sis, because insurance does not pay for whatever complications that you get from that surgery, okay? Now, emergency rooms aren't supposed to deny anybody. That's against the law for an emergency room to deny you. They're supposed to service you, however, with whatever complication that you got going on. But nobody is obligated to fix what somebody messed up, or if you got an infection, or whatever happens, especially if you're going outside of the United States. You can't come back over here and be like, oh, well, you should this. No, stay your ass over there the amount of time that you need to while you're healing, so they can keep an eye on you, so they can make sure they take care of you, all this other stuff. But that's a whole nother, girl, I'm gonna get the rambling. But anyway, like I said, so I was a little nervous, and I knew what comes with having elective surgery, cosmetic surgery. And so before I did it, I wanted to make sure, you know me, like I said, y'all, if any little thing happened with my body, my ass is going to the what? I'm going to the doctor. So I called my doctor here in Houston, and I was like, hey, you know, I know we just did the test, because I made her do an ultrasound. So I was like, I know we just did ultrasounds and stuff on like my liver, my kidneys, and my pancreas, and all that kind of stuff, my bladder, my stomach, my intestines. I know we did ultrasounds on my whole stomach and stuff, but I'm having a real hard time because my ribs is bothering me really bad, and I ain't never felt like this before. Like, it even hurt to suck in and breathe. So she was like, come in right away. Went in, and so she was like, well, yeah, all your tests and stuff came in good, and you may just have like some bruised ribs because you have been trying to work out to lose your weight and stuff to prepare for surgery, but you know, everything looked good. So I said, okay. Now, we done did every test in the world, and everything that came back regular. Now you telling me, even though my body is feeling like this, I'm still all right and I'm still cleared to go to surgery? Because I had been working out so much, I'm thinking maybe it's from my waist trainer. So I'm like, okay, maybe it was my waist trainer, but I'm straight, right? I'm still cleared to go. Yeah, you still cleared to go. We done did every test, Chad, and you're good. Everything came back normal. So I said, well, can you do me one favor? Because I had already been looking up the night before. I looked up everything. She been testing me for lupus, y'all. That goes to say, take care of yourself. Any signs y'all notice, please make sure at the first time y'all see it to go to the doctor and stay on them folks' ass, even if they telling you it ain't nothing, because you know your body. Ain't nobody living in your body but you. So if you don't feel right, keep nagging at them or go get you another doctor. I don't care if you got to get 6 doctors to figure out what's going on with you. You go do it. So yes, I was like, well, I had researched the things that I'm kind of dealing with. So I need you to check one last thing for me. If this one last thing come back good, then we straight. Like, I'm gonna go have this surgery and I'm gonna be out of the clear. She said, what's that? I said, I need you to do a Western blot test on me. And I read it on Google. Make sure they specifically do the Western blot test on you to test for Lyme disease. Because I remember back in the day when this situation happened and I woke up with a tick on my leg, something telling me to revisit that. So can you please check and see if that's what it is? So she was like, I don't think that's what it is. And if it's been that long, especially if it's been like 6 or 7 years, your body should have fought the infection off by now. No, lady, you ain't hearing me. I'm about to go have a major surgery. I'm finna go have multiple things done on my body. And I need to make sure that this is right before I go over there and let these folks cut on me, okay? Because I don't know if they know anything about a tick bite or not. So while I'm over here in the United of the States, y'all about to do this test. So I said, I knew that y'all was gonna say that, but I need you to just do it. She was like, I don't think that's what it is. You should be good. Even if you did have it before, your body should have fallen off by now. But we'll go ahead and do the test. So I go into the office where they take the blood or whatever with the phlebotomist. Ain't that what it's called? Phlebotomist, something like that. So I went in there and she was like, well, yeah, most of the times this stuff come back negative. Like they were so sure and secure about it being negative and that I really didn't need to take the test and that usually it doesn't come back with this, that. That's fine. Come on, get that needle and stick that needle over here in my arm and take his blood. Take this blood and go send the damn test off for me so I can know what it's saying. If it come back negative, then guess what? I'm good. In my heart, I'm good. But y'all can't sit there and tell me that it's been 6 or 7 years, so I shouldn't even be having to worry about it. And then I didn't have a bullseye rash, so I shouldn't be worried about it. Or I didn't have flu-like symptoms, so I shouldn't be worried about it. Or what the symptoms that I'm hollering about don't seem like it add up to the symptoms that Lyme disease come with. Take my damn blood and go ask them folks if I got it, who know about it, and then let me know before it's time for me to go. So they took the test, told me it'll take a few days to come back, and Friday, this is the Friday before I was supposed to fly out, I wrapped up getting everything that I needed to get, and something still made me feel a little bit uneasy, but I was still more happy than I was uneasy. I think I started to just feel like maybe it was nerves or something because of the surgery that was coming up the next week. So I remember driving and I was on my way home and I got a call from the doctor, and the nurse was like, I don't know if she told me if I was positive or not over the voicemail, but she did tell me she needed to talk to me about the Lyme test that came back. So I kind of feel like, oh shit, okay, but you know, maybe it's still nothing. So I remember pulling off the side of the road, pulling into a parking space, and I called her back and I was like, hey, this is CHADNEYB. I was just calling you back. I missed your call. You left a voicemail. You got the test results back. What did they say? She was like, oh yeah, this is the nurse. She was like, oh yeah, I got the test results back, and the doctor said your results for Lyme disease did come back positive. So I was like, okay. And so her thing was to just spring into action. Okay, so we're gonna call you in some antibiotics. You were supposed to stay on them antibiotics for 14 days. And then after those antibiotics, we need you to follow up with the infectious disease doctor. You need to start seeing them for treatment, so you can get a little bit more detail, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, so in my brain, y'all, my whole body had like a sense of relief. I know it's weird, because when you get some news like that, it's like, how can you be open? Like, how can you be at ease? I was at ease because I didn't know what the hell was going on with my damn body for all these years, and everybody thought I was crazy. My own partner thought that nothing was wrong with me, or didn't know that something was wrong with me, and was talking to me like I was a piece of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would go to the doctor all the time for years, and they thought that I was a hypochondriac. They was like, something's wrong with your brain. You need to go to therapy. I was going to therapy. I was going to psychiatrists. Like, I was going to a therapist, y'all. So, like, it's that serious. So, when you finally get a diagnosis, it was more so like, man, I knew I wasn't crazy. Man, I knew it was something going on. Man, I'm so relieved it wasn't just up in my head. I was driving myself insane. I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew it. I was not going to stop fighting for my body. My body was telling me something was wrong, and didn't nobody want to listen to me. And like my sister would even say jokingly, and I love her, but she was just like, you know, you're the oldest, youngest person I ever met. Like, I'm still young, y'all. Watch what you speak. So I used to be like, I feel like I'm 65 years old. I used to say it all the time. But no, for real, my body feels like that because that's what the disease makes you feel like. And I hate calling it a disease because it makes it seem like that it's something that I'm a victim of, I guess. And I don't want to turn it into that story. It's a damn infection. It's a bacterial infection. Okay? That's what it is. So yeah, once I got that diagnosis, I was just like relieved. But I'm like, okay, I got my diagnosis. Now I know that I'm not crazy. Now I know what's causing this, but I did not know the road that Lyme disease literally like had ahead of me and that I'm still facing. But it could be worse, and I'm always thankful for where God has brought me through and to and out of. So we just gonna keep on fighting, and we gonna keep on working to get this out of my body. So she gave me the number to the infectious disease doctor, and like all of, now that was a hard pillow to swallow, because I'm like, infectious disease, and Jesus, this sounds bad. And you know, but they deal with all the diseases that is out of your typical disease. You know what I'm saying? Because Lyme is not your typical disease. Like, where would ticks be on deers? Where would deers be? In the woods, like in a grassy area, in a lot of land area, in a country area, in the, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't where we be at, it's where they be at. So that's why I call it, it's they people, it's these people disease, not these people disease. Not for real. Hell, clearly it don't matter about no color, cause honey, I'm this and I got it. Yeah, but it's usually people who like to camp and like to rock climb and like to go hiking and like to go shoot deer or go hunting, and like any outdoorsy type of, constant outdoorsy type of stuff. High grass areas, and you know, a lot of cornfields and land and cows and horses and shit like that. That's where it comes from, you know, like that's where you would most likely get bit by a tick. Okay, let me see where it originated from. Where did Lyme disease originate? Connecticut. As far as the United States, that's what it's saying. Yeah, Connecticut. I ain't never been to Connecticut, but I have been in the country multiple times, quite often, quite a lot. That's where my ex stayed. But anyway, so yeah, she gave me my diagnosis or whatever, gave me my treatment, sent me over to a specialist, and then hung up the phone, right? So then I'm like, okay, damn, wait a minute, I'm gonna have this surgery. Let me call her back and see what she's gonna say about the surgery. So I sent a message to my surgeon that's in the DR, and I was like, hey, you know, I just want to let my doctor know, because it's always good to let them know what you're working with. Like, don't go over there and try to treat them people, because that's how a lot of these cases, they don't come back alive. So I was like, hey, my doctor just called, said I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. I want you to tell the doctor, and I need you to see whether or not he wants to cancel my surgery or if he is still willing to do the surgery, because they doctors, they would know. So the doctor came back and was like, well, yeah, the nurse, yeah, he said he's still willing to do the procedure on you. It's fine if you have Lyme disease. I said, are you sure? He can do everything. She said, yeah, he can still do everything on you, no problem. He's actually in a hospital. So he has everything that he needs to safely and properly do the procedure on you. So you are still good to go, and you are still on for next week. So, you know, I'm thinking in my head like, okay, well, shit, you know, I mean, I got this. I know what this is caused by and what it's doing, but apparently it's not serious enough for me to not get my surgery. I'm like, and all my other tests came back normal and fine, so I should still be able to get this surgery, right? So something in me was like, okay, Chetty, that's what you want, but what do you need? Before you make things worse, understand what you're dealing with now. So even though I'm an Aries, and even though I want to just be like, okay, well, he said I can still get it, I called my doctor back and I said, I talked to the nurse and I said, can you check with the doctor and see, because she knows I'm going to have surgery next week. So does she think that I'm okay with still having the surgery, or should I hold off on the surgery? Can you check and see? She was like, yeah, hold on, let me check and see. So then she got back on the phone and she was like, hey, Chadney, yeah, the doctor said she feels like it's best for you to hold off on it. You may just want to postpone it for a while and treat this first and then go do the surgery. So she never said I couldn't have the surgery, and he never said, my other the surgeon said I did not say I couldn't have the surgery, but my doctor here thought it was best for me to treat the Lyme first before I go and get cut wide open, because if it's an bacteria infection, then that can cause my incisions to get an infection. It can cause my incisions to heal slower. It can cause me to deal with a lot more pain than a regular normal person. It can cause other situations and other areas that the Lyme has affected in my body to flare up. So because of the fact that it had not been treated, she suggested me treating it first and then going to get the surgery once I was well and taken care of. And so that is the reason why I postponed my surgery, because per my doctor recommendation, she felt like I should hold off on it. And although I was so freaking upset about it, because I had been planning and waiting and spent all this money and got all these supplies and all this kind of stuff, I still value my life over that, you know. And if I could get the surgery now, I can get the surgery later on. So it's like, take care of your priorities, take care of yourself first. You know, who wants to go lay on the table and not wake up because you didn't decide to treat your medical diagnosis? You didn't decide to get your body together first before you went and go lay it on the table. And then, no, it's not that serious. It's really not that serious. You already got a little body on you anyway, girl. And ain't nobody had no problems, honey, licking, rubbing, and everything else on these stretch marks. So if they ain't had no problem this far, then they ain't got no problem waiting a couple of more months or a year or whatever. And Ken was literally 100% like, no, you don't know. No, you need to wait. You need to wait. I don't care what you trying to fix. I don't care what you hate about yourself. I love everything about you, whether you get the surgery or not. So one thing we not gonna do, I'm not gonna go over there with my baby and then come back without her. And so I had to respect it, and I knew it was for the best, but I still chose to go over there because I had already booked all this stuff. But I had lost out on my fees for my nurse. I lost out on my supplies. I lost out on my deposit, which my deposit is not lost. They just told me whenever I'm ready to reschedule, then I can reschedule. But it's lost, sis, because when I decide to go, I'm going to go to another doctor, because thank God I didn't do the surgery, because he ends up giving multiple girls infections. So if they getting infections and ain't nothing wrong with them, imagine what it could have done to me having Lyme disease. When I started seeing them infections coming up, I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't chance it. It don't make no sense. And this is a sign that I don't need to do that. I need to do it the proper way, get my body right, and then go and find another doctor. That's the reason why I ain't got the surgery, y'all. That's the reason why I was postponed. I now am dealing with Lyme, and I am in the late stage of Lyme. So I deal with quite a lot of bullshit. And one day I will pop up with all the energy, and the next day I can barely get out of bed. I can be stuck in the bed for 3-4 days one moment, and the next week I'm up and I'm fine and I'm moving around. One minute I can run up the damn steps, and the next minute I feel like, ooh girl, my damn body is aching, or like I'm like, you know how the old people can't walk up the steps because they got pain, or they feel like their neck, not their neck, but their leg is gonna break or whatever. It's a day-to-day thing, you know. But I've learned to be patient with myself. I have an amazing support system at home. My kids know. I made sure that my kids knew first. My parents, my mom knew. My sister knew. And I haven't really told anybody else, but shit, now you know. Now you know. What's up? So yeah, that's kind of how it went down for me and why I didn't have the surgery. So for people who are still asking, like, have you had it yet? Did you get it? How was it? Here's the update. I did not get the surgery yet. It has been postponed, and I do not know when I'm going to get the surgery, because this road to recovery and healing from Lyme. You know, some people say, oh, well, you can never get rid of Lyme. You're going to live with it for the rest of your life. You can only put it into remission like cancer. But it's going to always be there. It'll always come back. You'll always have symptoms and stuff. But you can go back to living a healthy life, and you can go back to doing whatever you want to do. But it takes quite a lot of treatment, and there's a lot of different treatment. Plus, there's not a lot of money being put in these studies. So there's not a lot of doctors who know about this shit. There's not a lot of medicine that is prepared for Lyme. It's not, you know, some people want to do all these different protocols. Other people do vegan and all this other stuff the natural way. Some people do the antibiotics and they've been on antibiotics for a damn year or 2, 9 months. Some people, you know, are affected where it affects their hearts and damage their heart. Some people, it damage their brain system. Some people, you know, it does all that. A lot of it is still reversible once you treat the Lyme, but you know, that attack, it ain't no joke. It really ain't no joke. So yeah, that is what is going on with me. It's a lot more to that, but I think I've talked quite a lot. If y'all got questions on this, I don't have a problem with answering it whatsoever. I ask that you please be gentle with me, be considerate, and don't be no asshole on my video, please, because it's real life. What you're seeing is a screen. You see a TV screen. You see me behind a camera or in front of a camera, but you know, when I turn this camera off, it's something I gotta deal with every day. And I gotta live with this every day. And my family has to help me get through this every day. My kids have to help me get through this. And so it's really nothing to joke around with. I laugh, kiki, all this other stuff. I'm not depressed. You know, I'm not like sulking over it. You know, I'm happy that I found out about it, even though it took so many years to find out about it. At least I did before it was too late, you know? So, yeah. The only frustrating thing about this is that I don't really know too many people that look like me that has Lyme disease. Most people that look like me don't even know that they got it, because they would never imagine themselves getting it. They probably didn't even know if they got bit by a tick or not. Hell, some of them don't even know what a tick looks like. They just probably think it's a regular outside bug, and they just swipe it off and move on about their business. You know what I'm saying? If they out at a picnic, a family reunion or something, or just anything. But you know, just stay up on your health, stay up on your test, stay up on making sure that you are healthy and that you're eating well. Make sure that you are protecting yourself whenever you go outside somewhere, whether it be with some sunblock or whether it be insect spray or whether it be clothing or whatever the case may be. Just protect yourself and always pay attention to the signs of your body. Even if you can't put a finger on it right then and there, if you feel like something is wrong, something is definitely wrong, and do not stop trying to figure it out until you have figured it out. So, ooh, child, that was a lot. That was a lot. So, yeah, girl. Like I said, only thing frustrating about it is that I'm trying to learn how to treat this, and I'm trying to learn what works best for me. And a lot of the advice is coming from these folks here, and I love these folks here. But baby, I need some people that look like me and that can relate to me, or that I can relate to, that say I'm going through that too, or I went through that too, or I cured myself and this is how I cured myself, or this is how I went into remission, or whatever the case may be. Like I have not found too many people that look like me that says, you're not alone, I got Lyme disease too. So if you're not scared, if you're already done came out with it, if you had it, you probably had it longer than me, tell me something, help my ass. Inbox me, DM me, inbox me, follow me at BBL_CHADNEYB. Let's talk about it. If y'all got any questions, if y'all want to clarify anything, then just let me know, and I have no problem with clarifying it for you. If you know anybody that has it, it don't discriminate. There's kids that's dealing with this. There's old people that's still dealing with this. There's people that have been dealing with this shit for 50 some years, living with it for 50 some years. So yeah, this is a part of me addressing things in 2021 so I can leave it here, you know? Like, of course, it's something I'm still going to be treating next year. And I feel like it's something that we need more awareness on when it comes down to African American people, because I think it's like 30% to 40% out there like us that do got it. I just can't find the asses. No, compared to like the rest of it is our Caucasian friends. But yeah, like I feel like I at least want to be the person that's out there for somebody that look like me to find and say, well damn, like, oh my God, I'm not alone, because I feel really alone with it. I know I'm not alone because I have people that love me and help me and take care of me and let me rest when I need to, and don't blame me for if I gotta stay in the damn bed for a week. They don't blame me for it. Do you need this? What do you need? You need to be held. Do you need food? Do you need medicine? Do you need this? You need me to rub you? You need me to run you a bath? What do you need? Don't worry about it. I'll take the kids here. I'll do that. Like, I am straight. I am taken care of. Do you hear me? I am fully taken care of. So don't worry about that. I'm no victim. It's one thing when you talk about symptoms to people who don't got it, but for you to talk and relate about symptoms and what to do with somebody who is experiencing the same thing, they can be like, I feel you, I know what you're talking about, I'm going through it right now too, we can get through this together. Like, that is something that I feel like everybody needs when they are battling something. But I'm just as satisfied if I have what I got right now, because what I got right now is like so good for my soul. I ain't gonna lie, it is so good for my soul. Like, being here in Houston is good for my soul. It pulled me further away from toxic stuff so I could rest, so I could release, so I could recover, so I could heal. You know, this battle of mine in my past is not just healing from mental, verbal, emotional things, physical things as well, health issues as well. This period has literally been like rest and restore. Just know that I'm taken care of, guys. I really am. I really am. And as much as I find out, I let them know, and they're there, and I couldn't ask for nothing else. Like, take the stress out from the world off of my shoulders so I can focus on getting myself back to full health. Yeah, ain't nothing like it. So that's it. I'm done talking y'all head off. I probably missed some shit, y'all, but if y'all want more conversations like this, then let me know. I just really wanted to close that out because I know y'all have been wondering, and I didn't want to be answering like, you still ain't got that surgery, girl. Y'all, I forgot to tell y'all that shit back in 2021 why I ain't had that surgery. So here it is. I postponed the surgery because I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. So y'all, I'll post some links down below so y'all could find out a little bit more or educate yourself a little bit more on it. I can do a video if y'all want to know about the symptoms, if you want to know more about like detailed stuff about what I've been going through or how it's affected me, or ways that they're saying that you can treat it, or you know, the controversy of it all, of whether you can treat it or not. Like, if y'all want me to do those type of videos, then I will. And like I said before, I think most of y'all are going to be more interested on the story time of how I got it than anything. But yeah, y'all just keep me in y'all prayers that I continue to fight, I continue to get better, that I continue to, even on my frustrating days or my mental breakdowns or my rage days or days that I'm overwhelmed, like, y'all just pray that I keep on fighting, because I am a fighter. I came from a fighter, fighters, two parents, fighters. I'm an Aries, I'm a fight. I ain't never going down without no fight. But some days do get hard for me and I get tired. So I just ask y'all keep me in y'all prayers. And now if y'all ain't praying nothing good, don't pray for me, baby, because I don't need it. I don't need your help. You hear me? I don't need your help. But yeah, it felt pretty damn good to be transparent with you guys. So that's that. I am not going to address anything about my ex relationship. I'm not going to address anything about my ex. I'm not going to address anything that I have healed from and that I am healing from when it comes down to a specific person. Now, situations that I've gone through or lessons that I've learned, I will talk about those, but I'm not going to talk about a person directly. I don't see the point in it. Even if they talking about me all day. And I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying I don't give a damn what they saying about me. I don't have no reason to talk about you. I don't got a desire. I don't got the space. I ain't got the room. I ain't got the energy to talk about nobody specifically. If they are not specifically contributing something positive and healthy in my life, then no. So yeah, we're gonna address a whole lot of shit, but we're not gonna address anything about a specific person. Let me say that. Oh yeah. Again, thank you for joining me on this video. I know it's a bit different. I hope I answered your question. I know I answered your question because it was about why I postponed my surgery. But if y'all have anything that y'all want to talk to me about, please comment down below. Like this video. Share the video if you feel like it's helpful. If it's somebody else is going through the same thing as me. Feel free, if you're not comfortable with commenting publicly on YouTube, feel free to DM me and inbox me on Instagram. My Instagram is at BReal_CHADNEYB. I am more than happy to talk to you guys or answer any personal questions that you may have that you want to know. But yeah, that's it, y'all. I'm gonna get up off of here because I done been talking for about 4 hours. Girl. Okay, child. I love y'all, pretty girls. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'll see you on the next video. Okay, bye.